So I went and bought 17 acres of land instead of buying a house. Now I'm well underway building an actual house here too. And quite a lot of questions on how to get planning permissions to do so, etc. So I'm going to go over all that right now. So there's two basic ways to go about it really, and that's one, you do it completely off the books and try and get away with it using the 4 and 10 year rule, which means if you build something, live in it for 4 years, you can stay there. If it stays there for 10 years, 100%. Can't dispute it, no planning application needed whatsoever. You can also use the half legitimate route, which would basically be using agricultural rights, which you'll get if you buy 12.5 acres of land, and then you can use those rights to put up barns, and then whilst you're building those barns, you've technically got the right to live there whilst you're constructing the barn. So that's one of them. You can get away with that for quite a while, I'd imagine, especially if you roll on getting another barn after another barn, so on so to speak, if you need that for your agricultural business. Or you can go down the legitimate route, which is what I've done, and apply for planning permission throughout the whole process. Now that is the better way in my opinion, because there's no chance of the man, so to speak, coming at you. Once you've got your permissions, you've got your permissions. And the basic way to do that is make sure you get yourself a piece of land that's at least 12.5 acres, or if you can't quite afford that much, rent the rest off a nearby neighbour, which will give you agricultural rights. With those agricultural rights, you'll be able to throw up a couple of barns, etc., or because you need them for your agricultural business. So 12.5 acres is classed as one agricultural holding, so you need a barn for your holding to store machinery. You might need a livestock house, keep animals, etc. And then if you have a farming business or agricultural based business of the relevant size, which is the class as man hours, so if it's 280 man hours or so worth of labour, then you can apply for permission for a dwelling on the farm too. Slightly peculiar, you know, how they work the man hour situation out. It's basically like 3 man hours per pig per year, so basically you need 100 pigs, just over 100 pigs for your 280 man hours. Or you can go down the simpler route of market gardening, which is around a 1/4 acre or so of market garden, which isn't actually a lot at all, to give you the amount of man hours required for you to need to live there. Now the other way to do it as well is actually have multiple avenues of the agricultural business. So for example, I had chickens and a market garden, which enabled me to have enough man hours technically for 4 people to live here, believe it or not. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not an overly complex process really. I would advise getting a planning application advisor in from your local area to help you do so, but it's pretty much just ticking boxes, and as long as you're ticking those boxes, they can't really say no to you. I had a little bit of trouble with permission for my house because of what they thought I was going to do with sewage, etc., but ticked all the boxes in the end and no problem at all, so easy enough. If you've got any more questions you want to ask me, anything else you'd like to know about sort of the planning process, etc., just drop a comment below and I'll do my best to answer you. Right then, bye bye.